Your daily hour with me.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
You are correct, Kenny.
It's the program. We're on TV.
Once a day, every day, we turn on the machines and we start talking for an hour.
And it's kind of cold, so we're keeping our coats on.
I keep my coat on. Yeah, it's a good way. Otherwise, you're wasting your body heat. That's what I like to say.
Yeah, we don't want to waste it. We want to conserve it.
Yeah, use it. It's Monday, and we're back on the couch again with Dan for Mondays.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
We had this temperature for a week now. I remember that Dan was, as Dan was going home with me, you know, he started talking about the cold that was like on his back or something.
Cold on your back.
Yeah.
Get a backpack.
My back
Yeah,
is cold.
the extremities can often get cold. My extremities were getting cold as I was heading over your place this evening. But most of my overall body mass was feeling pretty warm, and that usually happens if I just keep on walking. I have these 4 layers of clothing on, so I have the typical jeans and whatnot underneath, but
You're wearing a toque, though.
yeah.
For those of you viewers and listeners, a toque is what Carl is wearing.
What's a toque on
It's
his
a
head?
knit cap.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And in
that
Canada,
too.
Yeah. Canadians use the French variant word, toque. And it might be there might be some native. It might be a partially mixed native word or something like that.
Native American, Native Canadian.
Actually, they're called First Peoples up there.
Oh, yeah.
They should be called First Peoples here. 'Cause
Yeah.
They were
It was
First
the
Peoples.
big-
Well,
We're first.
You don't like Native American? You think it's not
Well,
good enough?
it designates the country. Right?
Well, it's actually the Americas. I think what maybe the problem is that when people say America, they're talking about the USA, but
Yeah.
South America, North America.
right.
So it's like the greater Americas, because I guess you can say Canadians are Americans in a way, so are South Americans. So,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
nobody wants to say American because that means a different thing with USA in. But in the French stuff.
Hmm. Yeah.
Did you ever call it a toque? And then somebody's like, huh, what? When you first came into the country?
Oh, all the time.
And they're like, what are you talking about? And you're
All
like,
the
yeah,
time.
the toque.
People that live close to the border,
I lost my toque.
yeah, they know what a toque is, and they may call it a toque because a toque is easier to say than
Toque?
knit cap. Knit cap is like more
It's a-
exercise for your mouth, and we're kind of verbally lazy. If we can
No,
find a way to say a word,
No, what's the
that's
word
shorter.
for it though? Beanie. No, is it beanie?
I
What do you
think
call
of a
it?
beanie.
No, beanie is the
something
thing.
Much
What
smaller.
do you
The
call this
beanie
hat?
has a propeller on
Yeah.
it.
What do you call the hat? What's the word for the hat that you're wearing usually, Carl? Do you remember what it is? I don't remember what it's called. There's like a single
Isn't there a knit cap? Or a
knit cap. No, but there's like a word that's like a slang term that's one word.
Yeah.
And it's that, but I can't
Toque.
remember. No, but it's
One word? You're
like-
expecting me to stick to one word? I call this part of Carl's apparel. That's what I call it.
Yeah, but it's like called I think you can call it a beanie. I think maybe people call it a beanie, but maybe we'll ask somebody else.
Beanie sounds too youthful.
I think we're gonna have but it
Yes.
sounds youthful, but I think it's the word for it. We're gonna have to get another opinion on if this is the word that I'm thinking of. But I'm pretty sure that there's a word that you can use that is that, so you don't have to say toque, or knit cap either. Maybe at least a middle word, because knit cap sounds old, and toque sounds crazy. But beanie sounds maybe youthful if you think so, but I think it's okay.
Well,
I know. How about
a toque is
Fez.
foreign.
Yeah, fez.
Fez.
I mean, that's not a fez. Obviously, it's not a fez.
Yeah. What am I?
Toque sounds Canadian. That's a good toque.
Am I a
Toque?
Shriner right now?
you're wearing a
Am
toque,
I a
eh?
Shriner right
It
now?
sounds like a
What are
You're
you
not a
talking about?
Shriner, eh? You're wearing a toque.
I watched some Canadian
This is not a
television
fez,
recently and heard like they sound the mix between the Scottish and the like Iowa or whatever, North Dakota and
Yeah.
Scottish mixed together.
Yeah.
Do you have any experience with that? Do you not have that?
Um,
Did you?
I had an accent for the first, maybe 10 years after moving here. People heard the accent.
I heard it just a little bit right there.
Yeah.
When you said moving.
Moving.
Yeah.
Moving. And I say sorry.
Yeah, you still say that, yeah.
I'm sorry, everyone.
So which one am
For saying
I?
Toque.
Which character am I? Am I Akbar or am I Jeff?
What?
What?
Fez?
For the
What?
Fez? Yeah.
You're still talking about the Fez.
That's not a
Carl's-
Fez.
Yeah.
Somebody on this couch call it
No,
a
we
Fez.
said it's not a. We decided that it's not a Fez. Dan,
You know what? I
Dan
think the
proposed.
word. I
He-
think the word you're looking for maybe just hat.
Yeah, I know, but I think you call it a bean. I think you call it a beanie, or something. Or yeah.
Well,
Or a
what's
cap.
the, what
A
word
cap-
is to
a cap-
distinguish
a cap
between this
is
hat
this.
Yeah.
and
It's
that?
a cap.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a cap. I think
Yeah.
people call that a beanie. Maybe you guys haven't heard of it. I think that's a term that's possible. Maybe we should find out. But we'll try to remember this question when we call somebody. So we can.
I don't know. Beanie sounds like, blanky.
It doesn't sound. Maybe if it. I'm not like asking if it sounds good as a word that you haven't heard. I'm trying to think. Is it a word that is already there?
I think you're right, and I can't think of the word because, I thought, oh, wait.
I think I think it's called a beanie, but maybe not. But how's the week? You see anything on the streets in the last week since last time you were here?
Squirrels. I had a
They're still out. I haven't
hummingbird
seen the
fly
squirrels.
right up to my face. That was cool. There's one that the neighbors across the parking lot, they feed this a little family of hummingbirds.
Uh-huh.
And so the hummingbird will come by and it'll just kind of like buzz in front of my door and look around, just looking for a feeding thing. And it will fly there. And I was out in front of my apartment. I was smoking a cigarette and I was just looking around, and then I turn around and it goes zzz, right there, and I'm like, oh, and they go zzz, flies away.
Wow.
They stay here all winter. This little family.
Is that the sound that it makes too?
But it was like.
it's a deep hum. It's a.
It was like checking you out though. It like went right into your face. That's crazy.
Well, I don't know. I think I could have touched him. Probably it was that close.
Wow.
Wow.
Usually-
Yeah, it's not the first time either.
No?
So, yeah.
Usually
Yeah,
birds
he
are
comes and
the
scouts
same
around.
one. It's the same bird.
Yeah,
You've made a
yeah,
friend.
they've been living there for years.
Ah.
I've been at this place for 5 years.
They're
and
domesticated in a way, maybe.
They're not afraid.
Yeah.
So you've made a friend.
Not quite. If I could put out my finger and he'd land on my finger,
That's the friend. That's where the friend
that
level
would
of bird
be a
is.
friend. Yeah, that would be a friend.
I make it a habit of trying to like get close to birds. Maybe but you gotta like
Yeah.
get real and see how close you can get before they run away out. I've never been able to
you
get
go-
close to them.
Next time, here's an easy way.
Uh-huh.
You go to McDonald's.
You get them some food.
Yeah. Oh, the crows. When I sit in the car, yeah, there's usually 2 or 3 crows. Well, what I'll do is I'll pick off the bun
Uh-huh.
of whatever. Or mostly it's French fries. Right. So, and I'll pick off a little piece and I'll throw it, and all the birds will kind of startle when I do it at first.
Yes.
But after about the 4th or 5th, they still kind of
Yeah.
they jump a little. I think it's reflexive. But
They almost don't expect it.
Yeah. I think
well, crows will fly up and catch it in midair.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
usually 1 or 2 if there's a large murder of them,
Yes.
and then the seagulls show up, and I'm like, oh, big bullies.
Yeah.
And so I will. What I have done
Crows versus
is
seagulls? I think
I will
this-
look directly at the crow that I'm going to throw the thing at.
Yeah.
And the crow will do this dodge thing, it's like, oh no, dude's looking at me. They
Yeah.
they follow your eyes.
Uh-huh.
I've been walking by birds, and I look at the bird, and the bird's run, and he flies away.
Yeah.
Because I'm scary or something. Anyway, so I
Humans
will
are
look
naturally
directly at the crow, and I will throw it, and they will jump up and catch it, or they will just go straight. They are watching it. Along
Wow.
with the others. Yeah, the seagulls will bully the crows out of the way, and the crows don't ever gang up on them.
Oh yeah, no. But the humans are usually kind of scary to other species. Like dogs or cats.
Well,
Unless you're like domesticated.
Crows-
That people.
you think about it, generation after generation after generation after generation of families of crows that they watch the older crows interact with people, and they kind of they're learning we're not we don't try and eat them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't try and squash them. They got to get out of the way when there's a car. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the crows aren't too worried about people, but I think maybe feeding wild animals in general is not very good. They're gonna keep coming back or trying to mess with people, try to get food and stuff.
Yeah, but I'll feed them, and they'll get pretty close. Just out of hand reach, generally.
We're about to play the dice game here. Red number is on our hand between 1 and 6.
Okay, pick a number, everyone. Pick your number. Choose your number. Choose it. Don't refuse it.
I heard maybe bread is really bad for birds or
Probably.
something, like for their health.
Well, French fry is a whole food
yeah,
for the most part, so
maybe
so
fries
that's
are
better.
okay, but
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
bread. I think bread. Something weird with bread and birds.
Yeah.
Here goes. 1, I lost.
Oh, I lost as well.
You win, Carl?
Sad times.
No, Carl lost also.
What'd you pick, Carl?
He's got to find the microphone, he says.
Yeah.
5.
Me too.
Oh, what?
Oh man, you guys are ganging up on me. I'm surrounded by a couple of fivers. Oh man,
looks like
I'm
Mr.
surrounded.
Mr. Ginsu left
This-
a lot of messages.
This means trouble. Hey, did he ever finish his story?
He did finish a story.
Okay, I went to jail.
That's-
that was the
Yeah,
last
That's pretty much
Sunday.
the end of the story.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know, it seems
he's
like...
got to finish the story.
It seems
Mr.
like there's going to be
Ginsu.
more. Maybe there's more to the story. He left a bunch of messages. I assume it's the story.
You got to get me out of jail.
But like, well, we're all dead in this story. I think he's got to start over.
Yeah, but I got to get out of jail. Yeah. Okay.
You're in
Okay.
jail. We're all dead. I
Okay.
think that's a...
Okay, Mr. Ginsu, if you're watching this, a new story. These guys come alive.
Yeah.
And I'm out of jail.
Maybe we're not dead, and
Maybe you
You
faked
can-
That
your
would be
deaths.
interesting. That
it's a conspiracy. We're conspiring you to be in jail, and it's
How I would come
Well, maybe
alive
you guys were the people that wouldn't let the lawyer be my lawyer.
But at
'cause
the-
I paid
after
him
I
off.
was like
At the end of the
smeared
story-
on
Paid
the
him already.
pavement. Like I was killed by being smeared on the pavement.
Yeah, we're all-
How,
oh,
how
yeah,
I could
you're
come
smeared.
alive.
Yeah, we're not gonna come back to
I
that.
listened to that.
but
How could
at
I
the-
come alive from that?
At the end of the story, though, you got the part of Mr. Ginsu's like autobiographical part of the story where he tried to have a legal battle and it didn't work out because the public defenders didn't defend him correctly, or you. So it's like it was a story about him. So you were the Mr. Ginsu character. So I think that's at the top. The high, even though you ended up going to jail, it's probably you definitely have the top character because at the end it was him.
Well, he wouldn't have accidentally killed people.
Well, it was no, but not that part.
That was
but
the setup.
that was the setup. But
Yeah.
at the end, when because maybe you didn't do the crime, or maybe it wasn't a crime. It's like was it or wasn't? Was it not a crime? Like you didn't.
Well, the way the story was set up, I gave them bad or wrong prescriptions that didn't help.
Well, yeah,
And-
but that's questionably negligible. I think the thing is the crime that they think you committed was calling people. It's like is accidentally calling people while people are driving. That's not really a crime, but then you get charged with it anyway. So
Yeah.
that's and then it's
Well,
so-
also part of it too is they've been given a bad medication
oh yeah,
and they're feeling all sick and stuff.
yeah, that's true.
So, but that's an incompetent thing. That's not a murder, death, kill, right?
Yeah, Mr. Gintz is trying to criticize the justice system, though. We got some messages from Dan Dobler. Let's listen to these ones first before we get into the story. Oh, I gotta plug it in.
Hey, this heater over here is my good friend.
Yeah. Need
You
some
got
heat.
a name?
Lasco.
Yeah. Well, what the hell is duct tape doing on?
I don't know. I found this in the closet.
That's a heater.
Hi, Kitty. This is Dan.
Hey, Dan.
I'm so tired of the cold.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of the
It's
cold.
very cold.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I'm so tired, Kitty.
Oh.
I'm so tired.
Steals
cold.
your heat
I'm
and your
so very tired.
Oh, you
steals
take a
your
nap.
heat and your energy.
Dr. Kitty, I know I'm gonna sleep till late late. I don't go to sleep till late, and
that could be part of why you're tired.
Did he call you Dr. King?
if I go to sleep earlier, I'll wake up. If I go to sleep earlier, I'll wake up. But I get enough sleep. I'm so tired and cold.
I'm sorry, Dan.
I'm so tired of the cold.
Turn on the heat.
You can call me back. Bye.
Okay, we'll call you back.
Or put on like 4 layers of clothing.
Mr. Ginsu started calling you Dr. Dan, and Dan Dobler started calling me Dr. Kenny, and it was separate. So,
but you
happened.
can both prescribe, I think, maybe.
Yeah, you wanted some drugs?
In the sense of the show, and only the show, and only for an hour on the show.
I'm going to prescribe acupuncture.
Yeah, well,
yeah, thank you.
While I'm on the couch, I have the ability to prescribe medications to people.
Yes. While you're in front of the cameras in this capacity.
You could prescribe Skittles.
Carl, I think you need 5
Cheetos.
cc's of
Milky Way.
Yes. You could totally prescribe those.
Laprozine.
I don't know what that is.
I prescribe you 5 cc's of Laprozine.
Dan
Dobler is full and cannot accept new messages at this time. If you leave a number, press 5.
Or please
Here's
try
back to you later. Bye. Goodbye.
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 Damn it, Dan. You got to clear up. You got to clear up your messages.
I don't think he's ever listened to any of his messages.
Never set up the voicemail.
Yeah, we filled him up probably because the guy on the thing is somebody else. Here, let's get into this. Let's see if Mr. Ginsu is going to continue the story or...
Kenny, you're the only one I've ever met that uses a mouse on his knee. I was like looking at this red flash in the camera. It's like, oh, that's his mouse.
Nobody else does that?
Not that I've ever met.
Where else do you put your mouse?
Yes.
On the desk?
Typically a flat surface, not connected necessarily to your body.
Let's see.
A body part.
It seems...
Here on the show, we like
you can lay back and do your mouse on your stomach.
Yeah.
The knee works. Yeah, because you just pick up and drag and pick up and drag. Yeah, that would work.
It's good.
I'm sure we all like to adopt our own way of...
computer style.
Yeah?
I could do the top of my head.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking...
That might be a little bit awkward.
It would certainly be amusing.
And then I think I smell smoke and shit.
Uh-huh.
Because you people are almost fucking...
You people? Hey, that's offensive.
Unwritable.
Somewhat. No.
As a minority?
I got some of you fucking will hang up on me if I say something to you, and the others, they'll talk to me, but they fucking don't. Oh my God, I don't even know how to fucking explain it.
Well, you could just say it anyway.
I got some subject matter, but I'm not sure you can handle the fucking truth.
Oh, come on. I can handle anything.
No, so
you can't handle the truth.
I'm struggling with trying to put something together. We're fucking putting on your little show, and then fucking the truth and or the not truth and or just fucking bullshitting everybody to fucking bullshit.
What?
And then fucking.
We never had bulls on the program.
Where to do it, how to do it, because fucking nobody wants to talk to me more than like 5 minutes or something.
What are you saying?
5 minutes?
You can get a whole lot in there.
Voicemails, 5 minutes?
A whole lot of questions you can answer in there.
What's he even saying, though?
You can answer more questions in 5 minutes than you can answer in goddamn an hour. Fucking you would ask a question if you had a chance to ask a question.
Yes, no,
Which I really haven't had a
no.
chance to ask no questions about nothing because fucking somebody only called me like the last 5 minutes. Fucking, I don't know. I ain't that interesting, I guess.
No.
I get it.
Yeah.
I ain't that
Come on, man.
And I get
You
that
are
too.
interesting.
Fuck, who could be a fucking crippled motherfucker? Fuck off. So,
what?
Anyway, I don't know where that part came from, but fucking whatever about fucking everything.
Oh, hey, look, it's info time.
I'm, looking at that. Clock is
Now it's info
gone.
time.
Here are answers to some frequently asked questions about the program. You're watching it right now. It's called Your Daily Hour with me. It's a call-in television talk show that's filmed right here in Thurston County and on the radio every day of the year. It airs every night, 11:30 p.m. on Channel 22. Each episode and 2 a.m. Each episode, and 106.5 at 2 a.m. Each episode broadcasts a week after with tapes. You're watching this on TV at 11:30 p.m. This episode tape the same weekday of the previous week. If you're watching this at 2 a.m., this episode tape the same day of the month of the previous year. You could also watch any episode of the program on YouTube.com. Anyway, could come on the program, especially you. We rely on the community for content, so give us a call at 360-836-4384 and leave a message. We'll call you back on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in. And now back to the program.
Whoa! We're strobed out. Good job.
We're shocked.
Look at this.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Whoa. What were we saying right before the thing? Mr. Gintz, we're listening to Mr. Gintz's message. It sounds like he's getting lonely and crazy.
Tangents
He actually just called all these times.
of negativity, man.
And he actually called a lot of times and didn't leave voicemail, so I think he's trying to get a hold of us while we're on the air. He's trying to get on the show, so maybe we should probably call him. But
is the time at which, like, the time right now we're taping the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this a typical time for the program to happen?
Well, certainly on Mondays.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Well, like, you'd think he would know to call around this time on a Monday.
Well,
Yeah,
but I don't think he knows the week, because yesterday he's calling the time we did the program yesterday.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Generally, it doesn't. No, we sometimes tape at 8:30 or 9:30 during the weekend.
That's a new camera.
Yeah, it is. I don't think most people put it together. Like, the schedule and everything seems obvious to us because we're participating in it. And, like, obviously to us, we're here every Monday. But even though Mr. Gintz has been doing it all the time, I'm not sure if he consciously realizes this. Like, I don't think he's, like, picking up on the weekly schedule. You know, we're doing it late on Mondays, but that's kind of hard to glean from just
I see.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, whenever you was fucking cutting me off fucking last 5 minutes and fucking bullshit.
Hey,
nobody told
when
me
the
what I'm
show
supposed to
ends,
write
the show
about.
ends.
Am I supposed to write a happy story?
And all your points
A
disappear.
sad story?
I don't want to.
Horror flick?
You got to write your own story about how you feel
colossal
at the
movie.
time.
A freaking epic movie. A fucking...
I think
What?
Mr. Gintz is asking me,
One
how should
artist
I feel?
Yes, one artist can't tell what another artist wants to do
Yeah.
or create or
You-
whatever.
How do you
Yeah,
feel, Mr. Gintz? Tell yourself how you feel. How do you feel? Write about your own emotions, Mr. Gintz.
Right, but after you pass that football, you can't oh wait, I need to direct that football again. After you pass that football to say, I would do this or I should do that, it's kind of out of your hands a little bit. You could certainly coach the person a little bit, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, my other question was...
Well, he left a lot of messages. Maybe we'll listen to these. Well, let's just we'll listen to these maybe later today or tomorrow when we don't have Dan here. But we'll also call Mr. Ginsu. Maybe, but I want to call Freddie the producer.
Okay.
But you have anything?
I got some science for you. Yeah,
right.
some kind of amazing science.
Let's hear this science while we'll call Freddie, and then we can get back to it.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the science?
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the comet lander.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Philae probe that landed on the comet and bounced. And bounced again. And bounced a third time, and on the third bounce it finally lodged sideways against the wall of a little crater or a little ledge.
They made it.
Yeah, it made it. The retro rockets that were supposed to fire and they're pitons that would go into the ice.
Hey, you've reached Freddie Dobler. I can't come to the phone right now.
If you leave me a nice message,
then I will call you back as soon as I can. Thanks a lot.
Freddie, it's program.
It's Monday.
You can call us back. You have about 50 minutes.
With science Dan,
No.
it
35.
looks like 35.
35.
Okay.
You know what a beanie? What's a beanie? Goodbye. That's
Boom.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, that's straight up.
Yeah.
What's a beanie?
Yeah.
Is it a knit stocking cap? Is it something else?
So could it have
Is it like a cap that you're wearing, but without the brim?
Could it use?
Think about it.
yeah,
If you
maybe
had a
that
hat
makes
without
sense.
the brim, that
Could
would
be a
be
beanie.
that'd be some kind of a cap.
The lander, could it used a fourth bounce, or would a fourth or a fifth bounce take it so far off its course?
Oh, I mean, there's the tumbly roll thing.
Yeah.
That would be doom. That's awful.
So,
Well, so what happened is the little retro piton harpoons that were supposed to shoot into the ice and dig into it didn't fire, and there was a little retro rocket because of the force of the harpoons. It would push the lander back, and so there was a little retro rocket that was designed to go off right after the harpoons fired, but the harpoons failed, and it hit at about a meter a second, and it bounced a full kilometer, almost a mile. Bounced almost a mile, and then it landed, and it bounced. They see where it hit. There is a little bit of a thing, and there are pictures of it and the shadow of the little lander, and you can see it was here, and there's a little shadow of it there, and then there's another shot where it's going to land the second time, and then it went a different direction, and each bounce was probably about a half or a third of each one, and the third one was enough to land. I did some research to find out what the gravity is on this thing, how much gravity is, and I think it's something like it's between 10,000 and 100,000 times less, right? 0.01 is like you got 1 is 1 Earth gravity, so 0.1 is 10%. 0.001 is 100 times less.
Yeah.
Another 0, and it's 1,000. Another 0, it's 10,000. And so, how many zeros is that? 5?
Well, I don't know.
10, 100, that's 2. 1,000 is 3. It's just like going the other way on the number line.
It's 100th of the gravity.
So it's like either 4 or 5 zeros, and I couldn't find a specific number.
So
I
like
don't know if they know,
like
and it may vary depending on what part
5
of
zeros?
the comet.
That's like
Yeah.
100,000?
No, 5.
5 zeros, 100,000.
50,000.
Fi-
Or 5 zeros. Well,
No, 5 zeros, 100,000.
1 zero is 10.
5 zeros is 100,000.
Yeah. So like I said, between 4 and 5. 4 zeros is 10,000.
10,000.
5 zeros is 100,000.
So it's between a 10,000th and a 100,000th?
Yeah. That's the best I could
That's very
find.
little gravity.
Yeah. And this probe, from what I understand, I mean, it's
What's keeping it from just flying off?
Oh, gravity.
It's sticking on. It has enough gravity to stick it on there.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
It's about the size of this room from here to the wall.
No. I was gonna say like about as big as your oven. How about that?
Man.
About as big as
In
your
the oven, how much do you think it weighs?
with 3 legs.
How much does it weigh in
Oh, pretty heavy. Pretty
in
heavy.
pounds?
I
Like a ton?
no.
Like half a ton?
Probably
Quarter.
600 or 700 pounds, probably.
That's
I mean,
like-
that is all solid metal.
600 or 700 pounds is the weight of a motorcycle, maybe, huh? What do you think?
Yeah. It had a little internal laboratory in it, and it drilled. It found something to drill into, and then would pull up the drill, and then close a little door and heat up
If it's
the ice stuck on the drill,
The ice core
and
that
use
is
a
drilled.
mass spectrometer to look at what that was made of. There's been a long debate over the density of these things. How dense are they, right? And one thing says it's a rubble pile, loosely packed material. Another is like solid ice. Another is more like a dirty snowball where it's just super packed.
So that's the ice core itself, huh?
The comet, yeah, the outside. It's hard as ice, skating rink hard.
Wow.
It's
that hard.
If the machine is 500 pounds, and a 1/10,000th, say 1/10,000th is 4 zeros.
It probably had
0.05 pounds.
It had like 4 billion years.
Right, that's a quarter pound.
Yeah, a quarter pound.
Right, is that 0.05 and 1/4? No, that's 0.25. So way less than a quarter. 0.25 is a quarter pound. 0.05 is way less than that. So it's like eighth is what's an eighth? 3? Oh man, math, huh?
I hate math.
A third of a pound, maybe.
I
think let's say because my guess of its weight
is an eighth.
Is a guess.
Yeah.
We can easily say it's several grams.
Yeah, that's
right?
it.
That's how much pressure it exerts on the comet.
It seems like it would easily fly off into space.
But the thing to remember is it has mass, and this mass has a certain amount of resistance to movement, and so it went from going this direction at 1 meter per second to that direction 1 meter per second, and those legs were meant to do some shock absorbing.
Yeah,
they're built for that, and so it survived. The legs seem to survive because even after the third bounce and landing, the legs have little drills in them, and they have sensors in them, and they were functioning just fine.
Wow!
This little bugger was tough. They made it tough.
The comet as well. It took maybe 4 billion years to coalesce, condense, and whatnot.
Yep.
So of course, through that time, the ice would be compacted and whatnot.
Oh yeah. It constantly have this force pulling it closer to the center.
It's time for the next dice game.
That is one big camera you got there,
Did you eat that
mister.
block of cheese? Or is that a block of... What is that thing? Or is that an old one? That's candy. What is that? Oh. I thought you ate a block of cheese without...
Is that cheese?
Noticing.
Or
no,
was
that's
cheese?
like candy corn.
Oh, candy corn.
Bracts. Here we go. 4s.
And 6s. Oh man, we all lost again.
Yeah.
No.
So what are they going to? What are they going to do with the comet?
There's a little bit more science. So it had a, I guess it had 2 batteries on it. It had a main battery and a backup battery. And what has happened is it was landed in this little crevasse thing, and the batteries worked the whole time. The probe lasted for 60 hours, transmitting all this data and trying to do as much science because they knew it wasn't getting enough sunlight, right? Because it says, "Hey, I'm not getting sunlight." And so what they did is they turned it. It's on a pivot thing, and so they turned the body of the craft and they exposed one of the solar panels.
Yes.
So it's going to get a little bit of light, and so the Philae probe will be able to turn on, activate one module, one component at a time, maybe 2, and then do some science before the battery runs down. It's got to turn off and recharge.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not dead. It's just it needs a whole lot of sleep.
How long does it recharge for?
I don't know. They didn't say in the latest article.
How long?
But it was good for 60 hours, so that must take a lot of charging. I would think 60 hours.
How much data is it supposed to send to us? Like
here's what it's supposed to do. This first it does science on the ground, and then it does science in tandem with the orbiter. And the orbiter was able to send one radar pulse through it, and that's how we know the density. that is solid ice through and through.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's
But that was only at this angle. There might be a rock in there somewhere, right?
Isn't that almost like trying to shoot like a horse fly with a BB gun or something? You know, trying to align the axes.
Oh, it knows where it is. It's that they got.
I think the
GPS
horsefly, the
with
BB
each
gun
other.
thing is getting the satellite into this place in the first place, right? Because it's so far away.
Yeah.
Isn't
but,
it?
I mean,
it's the farthest thing that we've ever landed on, right?
Behind the comet
landed, yeah.
in order to send a radio signal.
Landed, absolutely, yeah.
To send a radio signal, you know, to...
How did they even know where...
No, that's not true. We landed on Titan.
Guess who?
That orbits Saturn.
Mr. Ginsu.
Mr. Ginsu.
Is he shocked?
Hello?
Hello?
I was trying to put you on speakerphone.
Did it work?
Yep.
We're speakering the phone now?
Yeah, hang on, freaking speakerphone.
We're here with Dan.
Yeah, you got about 20 minutes to lay it on us, so what's up?
I liked your story, by the way. It was quite interesting.
Semi-graphic,
but you ended the story and I'm in jail. Dude, you got to get me out of jail. Finish the story, get me out of jail. Ah!
Oh, you want that story, do you?
Dan, Dan wants to get out of jail, but I think we're all dead already in that story.
Yeah, all the other characters are dead.
You need to string bed sheets together.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
As a
maybe do a new story where they're alive again. Once again, they're alive.
Yeah. Well, I already thought of a way to re-resurrect them other stupid fuckers that got wrecked.
Then I would like to. You can continue that story then, somehow with us resurrected.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Robotics, zombies, reanimated chemistry of some kind.
Clones.
Maybe they faked their deaths.
I thought maybe it was going to be a conspiracy against Dan, like that we're all not really dead and we're trying to like frame him for.
Yeah, that'd be a great story.
Crazy.
Yeah, they were the ones that wouldn't let my lawyer me up.
Yeah. We didn't get to listen to all your messages today. I don't know if you started telling a new story yet, but we'll find out. We only listened to the first couple of them.
No, I didn't start telling a new story. I was just BSing.
Oh yeah, well we're gonna listen to those later on, maybe in the future. You know,
I was trying to figure out what kind of story I should write next, but I got it.
If you call it BSing,
then you are jail.
You already got it.
Oh no, getting Dan out of jail. That's the story. Yeah.
Get me out of jail, man. I'm innocent. I swear it. I'm innocent.
Oh boy.
You're willing to take a chance, huh?
Yup. You're the writer.
We happen to do that every time on the program by choosing the number between 1 and 6.
We're taking a chance.
Yeah, it's a risk, but we're gonna take it. Because we're risk takers with dice.
Did you hear about that comet thing, Mr. Ginsu? Like the landing on the comet?
The bad bounce?
The bounce? Yeah, so you had heard about...
Bad bounce?
Yeah, it's...
Did you hear about the blob?
The blonde?
The blob.
The blob? No, what's the blob?
It's a piece of warm water off the coast in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Coming from Hawaii, I guess. And it's bringing tropical water up where people have been fishing out there and catching tropical fish.
Oh.
What?
Oh, it's
almost up to Alaska, I think.
Well, these currents go all over the place, and as the planet's climates change, it's going to affect deep ocean currents, air currents, certainly.
Well, nobody's seen anything like this for a long, long time that anybody knows about.
7, 6, 5, 4.
Good time to get your Good time to get your fishing tackle in the water on the coast.
We
Now
got
it's
a
time for
commercial break.
Catch some sailfish.
Time.
Coming up on the next episode of the program.
Your daily hour.
It's a commercial break.
Hello, Alice.
What?
We're here on the commercial break.
Hey.
We're on commercial
the
break.
commercial
This is
break.
about
Cool.
20 seconds. I was coming late to the program. I missed about 8 minutes of the program, but I'm here now.
Okay.
Mr. Ginsu says another story. We talked to Alice on the phone.
What?
Yeah. Hi, Alice. Alice has got computer problems. I'm trying to talk her through it a little bit.
I was giving her computer advice.
11:30 p.m. and 2
Wait,
a.m. on
are you
TCTV
rapping?
channel 22.
Hello.
Yes. Well, you're a little bit late now, but
Hello.
hi.
Hey.
Bye.
You keeping warm, Mr. Ginsu? Is there snow? Are you getting snowed in?
No, it's cold though.
Did you ever get that? Oh, you fixed your heat, right? You just had to get up.
Yeah, but now my milk's outside on the porch and it's frozen.
Uh-oh. You said
Yeah,
the other day, Mr. Ginsu's like, oh, I'm so hot, but the only reason that we thought that his heater was broken, but really he just didn't want to get out because his back's messed up.
He was laying in bed for maybe 5 hours or something.
It was hot.
Why did you? It's not so hot anymore. You turn it down.
Yeah,
Why do they call it the blob? What is?
because it's warm water, tropical water, and it's a blob that broke off from the big, huge freaking warm water thing down in the tropics, and it's actually up here in the ice, in the cold water,
How?
and it's not supposed to be there.
I don't understand how it's holding on to its temperature. It seems like it would become cold if it's in a cold place.
Well, sort of, whenever you take salt water and fresh water, don't really like to mix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same temperatures of water don't like to really mix neither.
Oh, whoa.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's true.
So it's a blob. How come this isn't happening all the time? It seems like, yeah. I mean, I guess in my experience,
It could have something to do with that tidal wave that fucking went washing through and then freaking broke something off, maybe.
What? What tidal wave? I didn't hear about this tidal wave either.
Yeah, me neither.
You didn't hear about a tidal wave from
No.
Japan?
Like a long time ago, like years
from
ago.
2 years
Yeah.
ago?
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah.
tsunami, yeah.
That.
They got
And then
Fukushima.
it break off a piece of that blob, and then fucking now we got it.
It took this many years, took 2 or 3 years for the blob to migrate to the Arctic.
Yep.
And
It's not the Arctic. It's the. Well, it could go to the Arctic. I don't know. I ain't been out there, but they got whales and fucking
where's the blob now?
off the coast of California.
Oh well, it's pretty warm off the coast of California, right?
Well, the blob
Yeah,
might be.
It's
Do you know,
even better.
Mr.
And
Ginsu,
it could stretch further up than that too.
how many degrees warmer is the blob than the rest of the ocean that's typically in that area? Like California, I keep thinking the temperature's probably about 55 degrees, maybe 60.
Well,
Well, the blob would probably be around 64 to 70 degrees.
Okay, good 4 or 5 degrees warmer.
I think that the I used to swim.
6, 7 degrees maybe.
I used to take it upon myself when we went to Ocean Shores. My parents and I and my sister, we went to the beach, and I took it upon myself to swim in the ocean, and it's dang cold, even in the dead heat of summer.
Yeah, in the Pacific, around here.
The
Ocean Shores. Oh yeah, it's cold.
Yeah, the current takes water from the Alaskan area down south through Baja, California, even that Baja, like
Baja?
The farthest
Mexico
coastal area I've been is Santa Rosa.
I think even
Close to San Francisco. It's before you start getting into that whole Delta region.
I think even around the Mexico, the water is still
the Sacramento River
cold enough to be.
I've never tested the temperature there, but I lived in
degrees.
Sacramento for about a year.
Oh, well, that fucker's colder than motherfucker.
What's the blob?
Yeah.
What's the blob doing now that it's there? Like, what?
Is it drifting around? Is it going north?
It
Or?
brings all the tropical fish are with it, and so now we can catch marlins and shit.
The fish are traveling with the blob?
Well, they're just
Yeah.
hanging out in a giant patch of warm
Well,
water.
they would rather go where it's warm.
All the whacked out
Keep where it's
tropical
warm.
fish are coming with it,
That's crazy.
and now you can just go a couple, like it's a short jaunt off the coast, and you can go catch the fuckers.
What?
Well, if the
It's
water
like-
doesn't
it's
want to
like-
mix
And
with
in the
water,
dead
that
of
makes
winter,
sense.
too.
It's like a chunk of the tropical ocean,
Yes.
including all the animal life that's in that
That's
zone.
Sure.
that's right.
That is
Sure.
very crazy. It seems like those spots that would happen like more often. That doesn't seem. It seems
Well, the fish aren't aware, right?
Yeah.
They're
I
not
think
aware. They're just
fish
swimming.
I think the fish are aware
The fish are
enough
very
to
aware.
keep themselves
Believe me.
within the bubble.
You think so? You think they realize they're that far north?
no. They don't. I mean, they don't know where they're going. They're just.
Oh yeah.
They just want to keep themselves warm.
Mr. Ginsu, what makes you think that they're aware that they're in a higher latitude now?
Well, that's a good question. But because they got the fucking cold water right next to them.
Yeah.
They stay in the warm water, and they gotta keep going back to the warm water.
Yeah.
Going, hey, frick, there's a cold spot.
I wonder if it feels to them like they're traveling, or if it's just the flow of the ocean. So it's
And
not
they
like
can
they're
probably
like.
tell by the sun. Like I can tell north, east, west, and south with the sun, right?
Yeah. But I wonder
And-
if they're getting tired from swimming, or maybe they're getting pulled by the current, so they don't need to get tired.
And they get a different scenery from the bottom of the ocean.
I think they would feel the same.
Different kinds of plant life. Yeah.
I think they would feel the same that any of us feel when we are enclosed in a bubble.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, I want to get out, but I can't really get out because it's so freaking cold outside.
Yeah. Well, the phytoplankton might be a different flavor.
Oh, they're stuck in the bubble. Maybe the bubble is smaller than their usual roaming
Well,
zone.
it'd certainly be shrinking slowly.
Oh, that's scary.
Over
Yeah, they're going
time.
to freeze to death eventually.
Well, they all get more concentrated towards the middle of the blob.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Better fishing.
Yeah.
At some points it's the size of a barrel, and it'd be just like fishing in a barrel. There you are.
I was like thinking that same thing.
The heat blob. That's crazy. It's like different parts of the ocean.
Yeah,
Well, you've heard of
here's whacked out shit.
El Nino and La Nina. This is this equatorial region that warms up in the ocean, and it dissipates over time. That would be where the blob would come from.
So what is El Danio? Or Danzio?
El Danio is in my bathtub. There's this vortex that occurs from time to time. That's El Danio, and it always goes in the same direction. I try and make the water swishy around in the other direction. It won't do it. I don't know. It's a mystery to me.
Australia.
A deep mystery.
I thought it was doing some part to the rotation of the planet.
We gotta go to Australia.
Yeah, the Coriolis effect. Yes.
Yeah, it's the Coriolis effect, and you can make it go the other way.
Oh yeah, how do you do
It
that?
doesn't want to do it though. After a while, the wave pattern gets weird, and then it will flow the other way.
Well, I understand that, but if it only takes a little bit to change it back to the other way.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're getting here. It's about,
And
oh, what?
It sounds, Mr. Ginsu, it sounds like you've done this too.
oh yeah, I look in the toilet all the time.
Look
Watch
at
the
the
little
toilet
turd
here.
go down there. Watch Mr.
Or
Hanky go down
bathtubs.
the toilet.
I can't get the toilet to do the other direction though.
Yeah,
And then you stick your hand in there and try to make it go the other way.
The toilet?
Yeah, fucking shit.
Don't put your hand in there.
Right? Let's
By
talk.
all means.
Hey, it's time for the Found Dice game.
Well, you don't have to use your hand. You can use a stick.
You want to pick a number?
I just use my hand and make it go the other way.
Do you want a number, Mr. Ginsu?
Yeah, pick a number. Pick a number.
Put your
We're
hand
going to
in
roll the
toilet
dice.
before you flush it.
Number 2.
Number 2.
That is P-U.
Yep.
Fucking go ahead. Come on. Get with it.
Here it goes.
Here we go. Drum roll.
Hurry up. That's better.
Wow. Nobody had a 4. Oh, 1. There's a 1. 4, 4, 4, 4, 1, 6. So everybody lost.
Yeah, we
Everybody
all
lost. Everybody lost. No winning.
That's kind of
No winning today. Too bad.
Oh man.
Well, I want to fight for who wins the losers bracket.
We all lose.
Too bad, Mr. Ginsu.
We all
You have to come back tomorrow.
No winners at all.
Well,
Come back tomorrow for a battle.
Yeah. Yeah, but
How can there be losers without winners? It's neutral.
You were one off, Dan. If you chose a 4 instead of a 3, you would have won handsomely.
oh.
1,500 points, bro.
Dan doesn't visualize. He
Oh.
sticks with his number.
I wonder if we all try and project and see if we can see the future. Is that what you try and do?
That's the point of it. You don't do
Yes.
that though. Yeah.
No.
You're supposed to predict. You're supposed to try to look into the future, but you just.
Oh, I
pick the
do
same-
the bell curve, mathematical odds.
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
I'm visualizing the future. I'm the only way to get better at things is through practice. And I'm practicing.
That's right.
I'm practicing accurately visualizing the future. I'm not doing very well yet.
You
But
must learn, young Padawan.
if I continue to practice, then maybe
Or
maybe
do
I'll get
not.
better. There's only one way to get better at doing things, and that's for practice. So this is the practice.
Well, I tried telekinesis on those. Using my force of will to physically move the dice.
You practice
the way I
telekinesis.
want.
I'm practicing. What is it? What's the future? Like a clairvoyant.
Visualize my foot in your ass.
Yeah. Okay.
Do or do not. There is no try.
My telekinesis is not really panning out too, because I've been trying to do this for a long time.
Mine too.
Trying to bend
Space-time.
gravity and space time. Yeah.
Everybody
with
tries. You ever
my
try to
mind.
use telekinesis to move stuff? I was trying to move like light stuff, or is it trying like leaves?
You know what? I will tell you this: when I'm driving, right, and there's a red light, I use my will and force to turn it green. And sometimes it takes a little while, but it always turns green. Every time. I know that I have some sort of pseudo-telekinetic power of some kind because of that.
No, you're supposed to drive over that little line in the road.
High five that.
Oh yeah.
You drive up on that line and there's a sensor underneath it and it tells the fucking light that you're there.
Where's the line?
That's why whenever you're driving a motorcycle, oh fuck, you can never get that fucking thing light changed.
Yeah, it's not heavy enough.
There's not enough mass to the motorcycle. They're looking for something that's maybe more wide than tall.
You gotta go hit the button if you're on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Apparently there's this
Motorcycles aren't heavy enough and big enough for the sensor.
Yeah, apparently there's a device that you can use. You just lift it down and then just lay it on. It's a series of magnets that pulse at a certain cycle, and you lay it down over top where that line is, and it triggers it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was watching this demonstration with it, and it works.
On the line, like when you're
Yeah,
driving
it's got a little battery, and it sends a current through these coils and magnets, and it induces a current in the line.
It's based
that triggers it.
Where's the line? Is it the actual line, or is it before the line?
No, they embed this wire thing in these little.
In the actual pavement.
But in the line,
you know
what I'm saying, when you're going up to a stoplight and there's a line that says you know where to stop. Is it before that? Or
it's before that.
It's not the actual line.
It's a great.
Slightly before the line.
Yeah, it's a big square with cut corners. that's kind of it's got I don't know, like a stop sign where the diagonal ones are.
They're not just on
big.
timers. I always thought it was
so
on
it doesn't
timers.
look like a true octagon. It looks more like a square with cut corners.
Yeah. And sometimes they're different shapes, but they're always these square things and.
Wow, I never noticed that.
You seen them before, or where did you see this demonstration? Like on a video or something?
YouTube?
Yeah. This guy was saying, "Here's this product, and I'm going to go out and do a field test and see if it works."
Seems illegal.
He was on it. It was in the middle of the night. There were flashlights. There was no traffic whatsoever, and he had a bunch of magnets. He tried to replicate his own thing, and he set it down on the ground, and it didn't work. And then he got this little device, and it was white, and it had a handle and kind of a little tube below. It was a interesting shape, and he just laid it over top the sensor line, and it went bloop, and you could see it, and he showed the lights.
Is this a homemade thing?
No, some product.
So he bought a product.
Yeah, and the idea is that people on 10 speeds and stuff, right, on bicycles, they carry one of these things around, and they trigger the lights.
Oh, yeah. That's probably good.
Yeah, it was just fascinating.
On YouTube.
So can you use the TV channel changer to change the light?
That would be cool if you could. You'd probably have to attach a strobe to it.
Some magnets.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, see, did you?
Well, no. If you used a strobe on it, that would turn the little thing. That would go bing, 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 because that's what ambulances and police car and fire trucks. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they got some kind of like radio changing thing.
No, it's a strobe light.
That's what changes the lights. They don't have. I always thought they had some kind of device that they press, like when they're going.
Well,
look, they press everything.
It's got to be directional, and a strobe is fairly directional. Right, it's got to be directional because the truck has to tell the light to turn in its favor, right?
Oh yeah.
If it was a radio wave that just went everywhere, the light would turn either in its favor or against its favor, but it has to be in its favor so that truck can just roll right through.
But they would aim it.
And I've seen the truck. I see the little strobe thing going on.
Sending signals.
That they would aim it towards the bank, the beam that has the traffic lights on it.
Yeah, you look at the light poles or the where the traffic lights are, and there's this little pole with a little thing way up high on top.
That's the camera.
I can see you're gonna have a pretty easy time breaking out of prison. You're pretty smart.
The camera is usually a white box like thing.
I thought that's the camera that's doing the snapshots of people who are breaking the red light.
No, the camera is a larger device, and it hangs under the light as opposed to on top.
Yes.
Hey, it's the end of the show. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Carl. Thanks, Mr. Ginju. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for being on the phone.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Carl. Thanks, Kenny.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Mr. Ginsu. Thanks, Mr. Ginsu, for picking up the phone and saying stuff.
Dan Dobler, thank you.
Okay.
I feel so blessed that you want to thank me now, Mr.
Comets.
NASA.
Yeah. Oh, actually, this is
the sun.
This is the ESA, the European Space Agency. They sent this bad boy.
Well, let's just say that humanity did it.
What?
Thank you, humanity.
What?
I don't want to give credit
Watch
to
out for the
Europeans.
Muslim people that want you to be.
Well, it was their bro.
Muslim.
Yeah.
That's a bunch of asshole people.
Thank you,
Are you being
ESA.
racist, Mr. Ginsu? Are you being racist right now?
11:30 p.m.
Are you
to 2
fucking
a.m.
kidding me?
Channel 22.
Not being racist.
YDHWM.com. What are you saying about Muslims?
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people that chop your head off and you won't be a Muslim. Don't
crew. You guys want to be on the crew of doing things because you want
to go that route, you'd be a traitor.
China is going to send a probe to Mars.
I'm not racist. You'd be a traitor if you were going to go that route.
China is going to send a probe to Mars. It's going to send a lander.
Washington State, USA. Thank you, viewers and listeners.
You're
it's
welcome,
you.
USA.
Hell yeah, dog.
Hell yeah, dog. Yeah.
Woof woof.
Hell yeah, dog.
Look out! China's going to be sending the probe